Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going through the top things you should be doing as a new player in Red Dead Online so that you can rank up your character all while earning gold and money. As always, the information in this video is my opinion, but at the end of the day, it's important to have fun. If you like to hunt and fish and mosey around the countryside, do it. You should play the game in a way that gives you the most enjoyment. Before we get started, just a little piece of advice. Other players are going to shoot you. You'll see the clip play in the background. I literally got shot within a minute of entering free roam as a rank 3. If you like PvP, feel free to fight back knowing that there's a good chance you're going to lose as a low rank player due to your lack of weapons, ammo, and ability cards. But if you hate PvP, you can press charges, parlay, and move on. The prompts are all on the bottom of the screen. If a player continues to bother you, just switch sessions. Don't get discouraged. It happens, but if you ignore it and move on, it's not going to dominate your playtime. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I recommend doing is the Land of Opportunity story missions. These are co-op missions for 2 to 4 players, and these missions will tell the story of Jessa Leclerc as you help her discover who killed her husband. There are 14 story missions available to play, and to get started, you're going to need to ride to the yellow HY marker in Blackwater. Once you get to this marker, a cutscene will start, which will trigger the first 3 story missions. If you played the intro, you'll get a bit of backstory regarding Jessica and Horley, but if not, you're going to learn more about them along the way. After you visited Horley, there will be 3 yellow markers on your map. One at Painted Sky, one at Pikes Basin, and one at Tumbleweed. You're going to visit each of these sheriffs to start the story. If you're a solo player, you are going to be matched with other people to enter the story mission. But if you have a posse, you can actually enter with your posse, anywhere from 2 to 4 players total. The advantage of going in with your posse is that you can take your time in these missions, as they'll give more gold money and XP the longer you take. Each time you start a story mission, you're going to get a cutscene that's going to give you some information about what to do. You do have the option to skip this, but if you're playing for the first time, it is nice to watch these in their entirety. One thing to note is that some of the missions can only be played if you're honorable, and some can only be played if you're dishonorable. If you get to a point where no more missions are appearing on your map, you may need to raise or lower your honor to trigger more of them. There are 4 missions that can only be played if you have high honor, and 4 that can only be played with low honor. These are really fun missions, so I definitely recommend that you play them as they become available. The next thing you want to do are stranger missions. If you open up your map, you're going to see an icon of a man inside of a peach/beige circle. There are strangers spread out all over the map, and if you hover over the icon, you're going to see a question mark if you've not visited that stranger that just says a stranger has some business for you. When you go to this spot on the map, you're going to get a cutscene that is going to introduce you to the stranger. This is the only time you'll get the cutscene, but when you hover over the icon in the future, it's going to say the stranger's name and tell you what type of missions they give. Stranger missions are a great way to earn gold, and the great thing is that there are a variety of strangers and missions that you will experience so that you're not doing the same thing every time. For the most efficient gold payout, I recommend running the mission for 12 minutes if possible. You're going to need to use your phone to set your own timer, separate from any timer that Rockstar gives you. After the cutscene or when the mission begins, start your 12-minute timer and try not to complete the mission until that timer runs out. Sometimes Rockstar is going to give you a shorter timer and 12 minutes isn't possible, but if you're able to run the full 12 minutes start to finish, you're going to get 0.32 gold for each mission, plus some cash and XP. When you're running down the timer, rather than sitting there and wasting your time, you can do things like collect, which I'll go over shortly, pick herbs, and hunt. Keep in mind that some of these missions will allow other players to interfere, so you want to keep an eye out for this and maybe stay close to the drop-off point just in case. Next up is daily challenges. Every day you're going to get a list of challenges that you can do, and each challenge is going to earn you gold. You're going to start off with 7 general challenges that can be completed, and when you purchase a role, you'll be given 1 role challenge to do, and then as you rank up that role, you'll eventually get up to 3 challenges per role. You're going to be able to complete a maximum of 9 role challenges before you'll be locked out of doing any more. You'll be started out by earning 1.1 gold for each challenge, and while this may not seem like a lot, every little bit adds up. Plus, some challenges are super easy to complete and take no time at all. If you complete all 7 general dailies, you're going to get some extra gold for completing all 7, and as well as if you complete all 9 role challenges, once you have them, you'll get that extra gold as well. There's also a multiplier, so once you have a streak going, you will eventually earn 0.15 gold during weeks 2, 0.2 gold during weeks 3, and finally 0.25 gold for the final week. At the end of 28 days, you'll receive a treasure map, which also gives you gold, and $100, and then your streak is going to be reset back to 1. The best way to maximize dailies is to try to do them while you're doing a stranger mission, or once you have the bounty hunter roll a bounty, or a dynamic event, something that's also giving you gold. In this clip, you can see that I need to turn in 2 bounties from a New Hanover poster, so I start up a bounty out of Emerald Station. I set my 12-minute timer, and on my way, I pick up 5 time and killed 10 birds. That knocks out 2 dailies right there. Once I get to the bounty, I make sure to lasso them from horseback twice to get that daily. And then once the bounty is complete, in 12 minutes, I've gotten 0.32 gold for the bounty and 0.3 gold for the dailies. If there are any particularly challenging dailies, I won't do them. I'll just do the easiest ones. The most important thing is to make sure that you're doing 1 daily each day to keep that streak going. Next up on the list is dynamic events or random encounters. There are tons of these events that you're going to come across while traveling across the open world. Gang hideouts, defend the campsites, escort missions, rescues, ambushes, treasure hunter, kidnapping, and so on. Do these for several reasons. One, you might be killing a bunch of enemies, and if that's the case, you can loot the bodies. Looting the bodies is going to give you things like ammo, collectibles, tonics, sometimes even a treasure map. Escort missions can be treated just like a stranger mission. If you run a 12-minute timer, you're going to get 0.32 gold. Many people don't know that, but if you see someone that needs to be rescued or needs to be escorted somewhere, just don't forget to set your timer and do other things while you're waiting for that timer to run down. There are also awards that can be reset based on how many of these events you do, so again, you're going to be earning gold that way as well. These events usually show up as a white dot on your map, alerting you that there's something nearby that you should investigate, or things like hideouts show up as a red marker on the map. One random encounter is simply a treasure map nailed to a tree, so if it's nighttime and you see a lantern next to a tree, go check it out. Or you might run across a treasure hunter and you're able to take a map from them. Just remember, loot all them bodies. As a low rank, this is really going to help you out. The next tip I have for you is to collect, hunt, fish, and pick herbs, preferably while you're running down a 12-minute timer. You'll want to start filling your satchel right away with different herbs, different types of meat, and all kinds of fish. Some of your daily challenges will be to cook a specific type of meat with thyme, oregano, or mint. That's what they mean by seasoned, and it's just easier if you have all of these on hand ready to go. Different animals give different meats, such as alligators will give big game, bunnies will give game, deer will give venison, and so on. You can also hunt and fish to make money. Typically, anytime I start up a stranger mission, I will do things along the way to start running down the timer. I'll hunt and skin animals, which is not only going to give me those different types of meat, but skinning also helps increase your deadeye. I'm going to pick herbs and I'll collect. Even if you don't have the collector role, you can pick up items that are visible. Things like tarot cards, family heirlooms, alcohol bottles, and eggs. You can start building your collections up. That way, once you have the role, you're already going to have a ton of items to sell, which is going to help you rank up that role. I'm going to link the Gene Ropke map in the description, but basically this map is going to give you where all the different collectibles are every day because it resets every day. You can't pick up anything that requires a shovel or metal detector, but there are tons of items on that map that you'll be able to get. I'll also link the other version of the Gene Ropke map that shows where there's different random event locations, animal and plant spawns, treasure map spawn points, as well as a host of other information. If you're not sure where to go, this map is going to help you out. When you catch fish, you can sell them for money, or you can break them down to get things like flaky fish, succulent fish, or gritty fish, all of which could be part of a daily challenge. Having a fully stocked satchel is going to make things much easier for you in the long run. Okay guys, still with me? I have 2 last things on the list, and the first one is treasure maps. You can access your treasure maps by going into your satchel, and when you go to the treasure map icon, it's going to list every map that you have. You can open one up and ride toward that location. You can only have one map open at a time, and if you do happen to start an event, it's going to close the map. You're not going to lose it, you're just going to have to reopen the map before you can actually find it. When you get to the large circle area, which is yellow, you can ride around until your controller starts vibrating, and this is going to let you know that the treasure is nearby. At that point, you can go into Eagle Eye to spot the yellow marker that's going to show you exactly where the treasure is. For an even easier time, you can actually use the Gene Ropke map, and you can mark all the possible spawn points and just ride around to them until you find the treasure. You're going to walk up to the treasure box, you're going to open it, and don't forget to actually take the reward, as I've started to walk away before without actually hitting square to take it. You're going to get a treasure map every 5 ranks, which you can pick up at the post office or your lockbox, and you're also going to get treasure maps from looting bodies or from random encounters. Treasure maps are a really good way to earn gold when you're first starting out. It really helped me out with this new character. You're generally going to average about 1 gold bar per map. You're also going to earn a decent amount of money, and sometimes you'll get tonics or pamphlets as well. Make sure you're doing treasure maps as you get them, as you can only hold 1 map for each location at a time. So if you have too many maps in your satchel, you're actually going to stop picking them up. So it's best to do them right away, plus, free gold and money. The last thing I'm going to mention is that you want to make sure that you're resetting your rewards. When an award is available to be reset, it'll actually pop up on your screen, but sometimes I miss these, so it's really good to periodically go in and check them. You can access them by going to progress and then awards. There are tons of awards that can be reset, both for the roles once you have them and then also general ones. There are awards for sharpshooter, combat, hunting, survivalist, free roam, competitive, it goes on. Some awards can't be reset. You're just going to get a buckle once you complete it for the first time, but then there's other rewards that can be reset, and they can be reset up to a maximum of 10 times, and each time you reset an award, you're going to get 0.4 gold. It's just one more way that you can earn gold while playing. There you have it. These are all some of the top things that you should be doing when you start a new character in Red Dead Online. A few other things to mention are to make sure you're checking your benefits, as Rockstar loves to gift new players with coupons for discounted or even free items. Also, every Tuesday, they generally put specific items on discount, give golden cash bonuses, or put rolls on sale, so keep an eye out for those. If an item has caught your attention, you might want to wait a week or two, as it'll probably go on sale sooner rather than later. Lastly, you can grind gold solo, and your payout is going to be exactly the same. But if you have some friends that have trader role, or you join posses running wagons, you're going to make some really decent money early on. As a posse member, you're going to earn a little over $300 for each long distance large wagon that is delivered, and this money is going to help you to buy weapons, horses, and ability cards. If you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you give it a like, and if you'd like to be notified when I put out more of them, you can press that subscribe button. Do you have any tips for new players? I'd love if you leave them in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.